I'm fitting a V8 light board in the back of an S series next gen. So that little dot there is the mark that I've made with a marker, just to show me where to put the light board for the screw hole. And the little cut above it I made with a Stanley knife, and that's in order to fit in this clip. So you can see on the left hand side there's a bend on the back leg, and the metal is pressed out where the hole is. The front is flat and the hole is not pressed out, but it's a lot larger. So how this works is, when the screw goes through it, like that, the material of the back wall of the cab is between those two legs when we get it fitted in place, and it becomes a nut for the screw, so it holds the light board in place and it'll never pull out. I'll show you how to fit it now. So as they come, the legs are bent close together. I spaced them a little with a flat screwdriver so that they're parallel, like that. In order to fit it into the little nick on the back wall that we made with the Stanley knife, we place the back leg with the bend on it into the slot made by the knife, put the flat blade of the screwdriver between the two legs like so, and push it until it slots into place. And you'll be left behind with this flat face in the front of it. The hole for the screw at the front is larger than the one at the back, so that's what allows it to pass right through. And then you can just see the mark on the centre where the mark was left in order to line out where the light board is going. The final stage is, if you get your drill or your screwdriver and put the screw in it. Now, when you're putting the screw in order not to break the back leg, hold the cordless drill at a bit of an angle, falling down the way from where the screw is going into the back wall. If you gently screw it in, this is the light board fitted now on the back, so you can see, all we see now, when I zoom in on the edges, is the screw, and you can't see the clip because the light board is made large enough to cover it. I fit it so that there is next to no gap left between this material and the black V8 logo panel that's on the top here, which is fitted in a lot of these. So the reason for that is that this wire, which controls the power and the different colours inside the light board, I'm going to hide that properly just right underneath the V here, and it'll travel behind this panel over to take power from the power supply in the USB socket. So the light board is 24 volt, the USB socket is only 5, but the power coming to the control module behind the USB socket is 24 volt. So I splice that power and take the supply from there. So removing this black panel on the top is very straightforward. Push it up on both sides until you hear a click. It comes out at the bottom first, and then gradually pull it down evenly on the left and the right, and that's it, taken out properly. And how you know it's taken out properly is these clips, 1, 2, 3, 4 stainless steel clips are all still in place. The best thing to do now is just to disconnect this wire. That's for lighting up the V8 strip that goes out left and right here, and we can work now to feed this wire through the hole left behind over to where this panel is taken out here. I'm also going to show you how to take that panel out properly without breaking anything as well. So I'll put it back in place first. Now, all you simply do is the very same as the one on the top in the middle of the back where the V8 logo is. So on the bottom edge, push upwards till you hear a click, that comes free, and then lower it down. And this one also has stainless steel clips on the top of it, so you need to check that the two of those are still in place when you have the panel removed. The next stage now is to power it all up. So it's supplied with a remote control dimmer. This is the remote control. There's also a receiver signal box here as well, which takes the signal from the remote. Now, in order to wire it up, you need a length of 2-core wire. About 500 millimeters is plenty, even less, because we're going to take the power from this red and black wire, which, if we turn around the control panel at the front, is connected to the USB socket. So as I say, I have checked the power on this, the same as every other Scania next gen. Black is negative, red is positive, and that's 24 volt. This box here changes it from 24 volt down to 5 volts for the USB, and that's the power you need for charging your phone. But as I said earlier on, it's not sufficient for the light board because it needs 24 volt. So we're going to splice red and black, and we're going to connect it to the red and black that we're after putting in to the power input on this control module here. The wire for controlling the light board is this 4-core wire, and I just fed it across from the slot in the back wall where the black panel with the V8 logo is, behind it through these series of holes, and you'll be able to reach over to the one where we took out this panel, and it comes across nice and freely. You don't need anything for doing that apart from a bit of patience. So there's 4 wires in that. There is black, red, green and blue, and if we turn around and look at the rear of the control module box, there is positive R, G and B. So the colours coordinate to those letters. So as I say, the wire, there's black, red, green and blue. So if we look at this here, so the black goes to the positive, R is red, G is green and B is blue. And as for the tools you need for doing all of this, that's a wire stripper that I have. It's an automatic one. Once you have any form of wire stripper, just for stripping the wire, bringing the power to it, and then for the wire connecting onto the actual light board in the other side of the control module, and you'll need a small phase test or screwdriver for screwing in the screw terminal on that, just to connect the wire into the clamps that are on each end of it. So I'll do it all up here now and we'll get it turned on. So I have it wired here now. So if we take another look again, that's the power supply in the USB socket. There is some shrink wrap there that I put on it covering the wire where it was joined in, and I'll put on some extra light here and you'll be able to see where the control box is. So I put it up there, out of the way. It comes with double-sided tape for sticking it in place, and it's really strong tape. So if you put that in the back of it and stick it up out of the way of the rest of this panel, so the back side of that panel. So we just need to put the wires back in. You can tuck in any excess wire now. Put the panel in on the bottom first. So you'll see why, if I get in right beside it, hopefully there's enough light to show it. See those clips on the bottom? Those clips hook into the fabric, and then we just push it in until the stainless steel ones disappear. And you'll hear the click. So that's it back in place properly. Now I have the light board itself lit up, so that's it on red there at the moment. If I get the remote control, I'll show you the different colour settings you can go on. So there is a wheel on the top of it there, selecting your different colours. So if you roll it around, it's a touch screen controller, so you can pick basically any colour you want on that wheel. So we'll go with blue, green, yellow. You can touch it at any of the points if you want, or you can also keep adjusting it until you get the specific shade that you're looking for. So we'll leave it on red just for now. Final thing I want to do is put the black panel back on the top. So it's the same as this control panel here. If we take a look at it for a moment, that's it there from the side. You can see the V8 badge in the middle, so that shows us where the top and the bottom is. So there are clips on the bottom of it here, and then the stainless steel springs on the top of it then click in. And if we just look, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 square holes, and you have to remember to put the wire back in so that the red lights turn on when you turn on those lights in the cab, and then hook it in on the bottom and click it in on the top.